The showdown continues in China as protesters across 22 cities clash with police over extreme COVID policies. Late last night, riot police and hazmat gear took on protesters who say the recent curbs on COVID restrictions do not go far enough. The protests are considered the biggest act of public defiance in decades. Joining us tonight is Hoon Kim, director of the Captive Nations Coalition Committee on the Present Danger. Hoon, great to be with you as always. As we reported, these kinds of protests really don't happen in China. What do you think this signals for the country and also for President Xi?
Well, it's very simple. It signals the beginning of the end of the Chinese Communist Party and the fall of President Xi himself. Personally, I call him the premier Xi Jinping, as his title of president is not deserved at all. So it looks like the party itself is coming to an end, and it's really good to see that its end is actually being brought on by its own people.
Yeah, and as you know, history has not seen a technological surveillance state like there is in China. The Wall Street Journal reports that these protesters are under near constant observation. What do you think is in store for these protesters, and what do you think the potential consequences will be?
Well, the surveillance itself is going to record every single protester's face up until all of their personal backgrounds, and the state can literally weaponize that against them. But at this point, the people feel that they have nothing to lose. And just to add in a little bit, these surveillance cameras and the technologies were actually largely developed by U.S. corporations, mainly companies like Microsoft, and even Apple was involved. And so in a way, we have also indirectly contributed to this totalitarian practices. And I think that's really important for us to remember.
Yeah, and you know, kind of jumping off of that, you know, many people say in many ways our own early lockdown policies for COVID bore similarities, that is, to China's policies. Is there a lesson to be learned here, do you think, Hoon, for the West? And if so, what is it?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we saw a huge weaponization of fear in this country. And essentially, the nation was being run by the big pharma and people like Dr. Fauci and so on and so forth. And so just like that, in China, it's the Chinese Communist Party essentially calling the shots in the name of protecting people's health, but really practicing a totalitarianism in general, and really weaponizing fear in order to show everybody who's really in charge, which is the party itself. And so what we need to learn from all of this is that the people need to firstly do their research and take control of their safety, and really hold those in power accountable for every single one of their policies and actions. And that's something that we can do in order to make sure that we do not repeat the same mistakes that we had before, and also prevent ourselves from becoming like China at this current stage.
And we're going to leave it right there. Hoon, thank you so much as always for your insights. Appreciate it.
Thank you.